Hey friends, and welcome back to Creations by Caredeo. If you're new here, I'm Rosie, and this is my happy place where we explore creative tools, paper crafting, Cricut projects, and all the little things that make creating even more enjoyable. Now, whenever I bring a new tool into my craft room, I always ask myself the same one question. Will this actually make crafting easier and more enjoyable for me? Today we're going to find out together. And the star of today's video is an A3 hot and cold laminator. They also included some thermal laminating pouches and premium glossy photo paper, which we'll take a look at along the way. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's see if this laminator deserves a place in our craft rooms. Let's get unboxing. I'm always excited to open new crafting tools because first impressions really do matter. So I have all of the contents of the box on my desk now. Let's go ahead and take a peek at each thing as I open them up. Now, one thing I do have to mention is that I really do appreciate how well and securely they package everything up. So I'm gonna just move this off to the side for a moment just to make sure that we have enough room to view all of this stuff here. I'm going to move this over. I don't have that much room, but okay. Okay, so here it is. So again, this is an A3. It's hot and cold. It says quiet, constant temperature, which I like the quiet part. It says classical, streamlined, suitable for photo and paper, laminating, flat, clear, no bubble. So let's go ahead and get this all opened up. Let's see here, where is, here we go, on this side. Okay. I like the way it looks to be very compact and it is. Okay, beautiful. Just double checking inside my box. I don't have anything left over. So first things first, we have our little pamphlet. Kind of shows you where everything is. It does have an anti-blocking system, which is really nice, and we'll take a look at that. And then some setup and operating kind of notes. So there we go. And of course, always the specifications on the back. I like to have that handy because a lot of times when you're working on your craft projects, you need to know kind of what you're working with as far as systems. So anyway, there's that. Looks like we have some laminating pouches. I know seeing both hot and cold on the front of a laminator can be a little confusing and a little bit daunting. So here's the simple explanation. Hot lamination uses heat to activate the adhesives that's inside of the special thermal laminating pouches, right? This is the method that most of us use for paper crafts, bookmarks, planner dashboards, recipe cards, photos, because it creates a permanent kind of sealed finish around it, and we're protecting whatever it is that we've laminated, right? Cold lamination doesn't use heat. Instead, it works with pressure. It's pressure-sensitive adhesive materials, making it a great option for items that could get damaged by high temperatures. So where you're laminating something where heat would destroy whatever it is that you're laminating, you would want to opt for a cold lamination. I've never really done anything outside of a heat one, so it's always good to know the differences, know when to use either or, and then go from there. Having both options gives you a little more flexibility depending on the project that you're working on. So let's go ahead and take it out of its little plastic protector here. And at very first sight, one thing that I will mention is that I love how nice and compact the design is. Very, very user friendly. Look at that. And again, one of the great items is that it is a 3 instead of your typical 8.5 by 11. So, okay, I brought it in just a little bit more so it's easier for you to see. But this one little button here, you kind of slide it to the right. This is your anti-jam lever. So if something happens to jam, get bogged up a little bit, you can just push this off to the right and that will instantly alleviate your issue. So I love that it's so simple to use if you should run into that. Now, I've really never had a jamming incident in my my thermal machines, but it's nice to know that if it should happen, it's a one clean swipe over to the right and it should release. Then we have our ready indicators. Our power indicator is red. And then once it's ready to start using, it'll turn green. Now it's really, really important that we make sure that we wait until it's fully functional and fully heated, because the heat is what's going to actually melt that adhesive that's in the thermal pouches and really have it kind of glued together. So we really want to make sure that we wait until the ready option is in green. And then we're just indicating here if we're going to be using the hot cycle, off, or the cold cycle. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have plugged it in. It is warming up right now. One thing that you do want to make certain of is that you give it enough time to really, really heat up, because the hotter the better. We want it to be as hot as possible and really warmed up so that the adhesive has time to kind of melt away and get ready to bond to itself. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start to get everything that I'm going to laminate together. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and laminate just a few tags so that I can put them inside of some folios that I'm creating. Now, I could use the 11 by 17 laminating pouches, but instead I'm going to cut one down to just the size that I need, and then that way I am not wasting the rest of it. Typically what I would do is I would think, okay, well, what are all the things that I can laminate or that I want to laminate, and then I do it all at once and then I would have it, right? But at this particular moment, I'm really only in need of this for right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut down to the size that I need, keep the rest to the side, and I can use it at a later date, and that way I'm not wasting anything. So let me go ahead and do that and get a piece of appropriate size laminating sheets. Okay, I need roughly about, let's see here, I think I decided on 9 by 10, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do maybe a 10 by 10 just to give myself some extra room. So let's see, where's my bottom? My bottom is here. So I just want to make sure that I'm going in the right way. Go down to 10. And let's just go ahead and cut this down to 10 by 10. So 10. Here's another extra piece that I have. And then let's do by 10. Okay, is that going to be enough to even save? You know what? No, it's not. So I'm not even going to bother to do that portion of it. But I can go ahead and keep this nice big piece to the side, and I'll have it when I have just a few little things to laminate. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. Let's look for the bottom. There's the bottom. Okay, and let's go ahead and just grab my, let's see here, like that. I'm giving myself a lot of room so that I can cut without getting too close to the air pocket. Okay, so let's see here, we're going to bring this over. Let's let's move this over just a skosh. Okay, very good. Okay, so my laminator is all warmed up. Let's go ahead and just put this all down. Bring in my laminator. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just place this in where it says entrance. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I like to run it again on the flip side. There we go. Okay. Okay, we'll wait for that to go through, and then I'm gonna decide on, let's see here, do I want to place eyelets? I think I do, and I need to decide on string or ribbon or what I want to put on top of it, so we can think about that as well. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it off and unplug it because I know I am done. And I'll leave this over here on the opposite side of me just so that it can cool down. Okay, there's our tags. Look at how pretty these are. So pretty. So there's the back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them down and place some ribbon in the holes and get those all ready to be placed in the folios. All right, I'll put some music to this to make it go a little bit quicker for you, but enjoy. All right, here we go. Okay, so my little projects are done and I'm absolutely loving how they came out. One thing that I will say about this laminator and the laminating pouches, and the laminating pouches in particular, is that I really like how light they are. They're not the like the super thick, it almost feels like plastic laminating sheets. Do you know what I mean? These are a little bit lighter, but they hold really, really well. And they're very easy to work with. I like how the inside is, I don't want to say gripping the items because that would be misleading, but it kind of holds the items. So, because I was really worried about how little these were and kind of putting them through, but once they were in the pouch, they kind of stayed where they were for the most part, and I was able to pull it through no problem. So I absolutely love how these came out, and these are going to be a great addition to my group swap that I'm involved in. Alright guys, all information for this laminator and pouches you can find down below in the video description, as well as an exclusive discount code that my viewers get if they use that discount. Now, who doesn't like to save money, right? Am I right? Alright. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, guys, thank you so much. Your support goes an awful long way in helping my channel out. Alright friends, until the next time, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.